Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I think we are past the point of trying to make your mother feel better about her dumpster fire of marriage because that's what it is at this point. I shouldn't even sit there and say marriage because it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's been a wrap for a very long time, and I guess if we're being honest, it's been a wrap since Deacon got back. Um, and that's literally what it was. It was hopes that they're trying to make Brooke feel better. At this point, I'm like, I'm over it. It's Hope. I don't even know what you're doing. You're just wasting your breath at this point. Not because as a viewer, we know what's happening on the other side, but just in general, you know, we've been through this already. Um, Hell, it gets to the point where Brooke feels like she has to pull out the big guns. She calls my man Eric over. And I'm going to be honest, I was actually really happy to see him. Even though I am so not happy the way he handled that whole Donna situation, and I'm not getting over that. But seeing him today was kind of a breath of fresh air. Um, it also felt like high school again, except for instead of asking his friend, instead of asking Ridge's friend, you ask his dad. You're like, hey, did you talk to Ridge? Did you sit there and try to see if you can get him to understand reason and logic? And there was one point where, hold on, let me read this. Oh, where Hope was like, well, I hope he understands, Hope's like, I feel like at this point he's just overreacting. Like he's overreacting on the fact that Brooke, protected Deacon. I was like, overreacting? Sweetheart, this whole situation, there's nothing to overreact about. This is bad, okay? There's no overreact. You know what I was not there thinking about today at work? I was thinking about, um, back at the house when Brooke was like, nothing happened. When he was talking about, did they sleep together or whatever. It's like, nothing happened. And Ridge was like, he slept in our bed. And granted, he said it louder than that, but he was like, he slept in our bed. Okay? I think that's pretty bad enough right there. He just defiled our whole bed. So when Hope was like, he's overreacting, I was like, there's nothing overreacting about any of this. Any of this. Um, and um, it's good. Let's get over to the other side. So, um, Taylor wakes up and, Ridge is sleeping on a chair, whatever, the pull-out chair. I guess they didn't go all the way. I'm assuming they didn't go all the way because, he slept on the chair instead of in the bed. And, the one thing that she was asking was like, do you have any regrets? And Ridge was like, yeah, Brooke. Me believing Brooke. This whole Deacon situation. As far as me and you concerned, nah, we good. And so he goes downstairs, and of course, you got Thomas and Steffi. Um, Thomas like jumped up on the couch or whatever to give Steffi a high five, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I guess we're seven again. I mean, I get it. They're happy. They're ecstatic that their parents are back together. Of course, they're also disrespecting Brooke and everything that Brooke has done for them. But whatever. Screw it at this point. Because apparently that doesn't matter. So they're talking, and they're wondering what's going on, and hoping that this whole thing sticks. And Ridge comes back downstairs. This is after Taylor's there. Ridge comes downstairs like, "Oh, I'm home" or whatever, and he give a group hug. And then Ridge is like, "Yeah, I gotta sit there and I gotta talk. I gotta talk to Brooke. Where's my phone at?" And Tom is like, "Oh, here's your phone. Just in this random place under this book. I mean, I don't possibly see how you could just left it there, but it's there. So here you go." And so he leaves. And, Steffi is like, because at first you're like, yo, you sure? You sure you're leaving? Because, I don't want Brooke to turn on the waterworks or whatever and gives her apologies for another scandal. That's not what she said. But, um, anyway, he's like, I got to do this. So he leaves. And, Steffi's like, yo, Taylor, you should go with him. Stake your claim. Stop being all nice about it. Um, and, Taylor was like, yeah, I get it, and it's crossing my mind, but I gotta sit there and believe that his marriage is over, and he chose this. So, and granted, they can't sit there and be with him 24/7 to make sure he makes the right choice, the right decision. Um, Now, of course, and I forgot to sit there and say in the beginning. Hope came to the house, and Brooke was like, "Yeah, he's not home yet," and that's when Hope started doing her whole. I'm gonna try to make her feel better about her dumpster fire of marriage, because that's what I'm gonna call it. Anyway, Rich gets in there, and Brooke is like, "Oh, you're home," and this is where I'm just like, uh, I feel so bad for Rich at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure I feel so bad for him in this moment where he has to sit there and tell someone that it's over. Whenever, you got to break up with someone, you got to tell them bad news. It doesn't just hurt them. It hurts you too. It hurts you too. I mean, unless you're like a sadist or whatever, it hurts you too because as a good person, you don't want to sit there and cause somebody else pain. Even if it's well deserved, even if you're just like you screwed up a bunch of times, you screwed me over, you hurt me, all this other stuff like that, you don't want to sit there and cause that person pain. So, watching him, I'm just like, this is bad. And it's like you can feel it. Brooke is going on and on and on and on and on. And, Ridge makes a remark about like, yep, until it happens again or something like that. And of course, she starts talking about her drinking and he apologized, blah, 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 blah. Now, just to run out the clock and get people to come back tomorrow, he doesn't actually sit there and say, he doesn't actually sit there and say, yeah, our marriage is done. It's over. It's a wrap. We ain't doing this no more. I'm going back to, what do you want to sit there and say? I'm going back to my real family. There's a couple of points where Brooke is like, yeah, you're back home. You're back home where you belong. Can everyone just stop telling this man where he belongs? He's a grown man. I'm pretty sure he can kind of make up his own decisions. But anyway, there's one point where he's not saying much of anything. And she's just talking. She's like, we can work this out though, right? I mean, everything's going to be okay, right? And I was like, so at this point, you just said screw it, right? And granted, it's not him, but it's just a simple fact that he just does not say anything. At a certain point, literally almost a whole minute goes by, he's just like, I'm just not there thinking, are you going to say anything? You're just going to run down the clock, right? And Brooke noticed that he doesn't have on his ring, and she's like, "Where's your ring? Did you take it off? Are you done with us?" Da 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 da. And he's just like, some top notch acting right there. I mean, this guy should just get another Emmy. I mean, he's to take my breath with his doing and saying. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me just kind of laughs because I'm just like, you bastards. I'm trying not to curse, but point is, they really run down that clock. I'm just like, now, how he handles this whole breakup is going to be interesting. It's going to be sad, and it's going to be a moment. Hey, remember those other characters that was on the show? Who are their names again? Carter, the guy with no personality. You had Paris, the dingbat. Her mother, names I'm not going to sit there and mention, and some other characters. Oh, Zendang. Pretty sure they're going to get back to them at some point. And Quinn. Hey Eric, how's that problem? Did it take care of itself, or what's up with that? I mean, they made such a point about doing it, and it was really funny watching the actor on one of those daytime talk shows try to explain what he was going through, and yet we still haven't heard any word on that. I don't know if they're actually going to get to that. I feel like that's about it. That being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.